Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now this one's going to be purely a couple of channel shout outs and some things were being sent in the mail this week. Now there is some really nice stuff in here, so please do stick around because I'm sure you'll enjoy what we got to show to you today. Before we get started, I just do want to say a big thank you to all the friends of the channel, all the supporters, whichever way you decide to do that, whether you're just watching, enjoying the content, and for those who comment, I really do appreciate you commenting on the videos. Sometimes just with what I've got on at the moment, workload wise and some other things that are going on, it might take me a day or two to come back to each and every one of you, but I do try and make sure that, I do respond to as many people as I possibly can. So, keep them comments coming. There's also always some good stuff in there as well, which there might just be information. The guys who are watching these videos may finish off and what have you, but, if I'm leaving any questions unanswered, it's really good to go and look through them. For everybody who's subscribed, really do appreciate it. I know I've had a lot of help lately from somebody else we're gonna mention today, but it's I think it's every channel's sort of goal to try and get to 1,000. I mean, you don't earn any money off it really after that, to be quite honest with you, in this kind of field, but I think it's more just a personal goal for every channel. And like I say, I've had a lot of people come over to me lately, and I've noticed people are commenting on some of the older videos, so I know I've got to go back and read through them and reply to all you guys who have kindly come over and commented on some of the videos. It's greatly appreciated. But with that said, thanks again everybody, and let's crack on with this video. But yeah, the first shop card we got is from Pete Burster over at Pete's Model Car Customs. Sent me this lovely shop card, all hand done and everything. Nice picture of a 2930 Model A4 pickup. I emailed Pete yesterday and I said thanks ever so much, obviously, but I did say to him I really like that he put the old channel name on there, just because even though I did feel it needed changing and it was long overdue, it's still a part of our channel's history, and to have something physical now to remind me of it, rather than sort of going back through old videos and seeing things in certain videos and what have you. But, thanks ever so much for that. And, please do go over and check out Pete's channel. He is, to me, probably one of the people who take scratch building to another level. Really old school guy. I think he has a lot of military and airplane experience, and I think some of them guys are some of the most talented builders ever. Just in the weathering sort of side of things, it's something far beyond me right now. But you can aspire to people like Pete, and I know we're in days of 3D printing and what have you, but for us guys over here in the UK, it's not that easy to come by, and I just don't think there's the market for it like there is over in the US. Scratch building is really one of the main ways to go if you want something done and you don't want to be waiting weeks for stuff to come over from the States and what have you. And Pete does a lot of that. He does some great builds and what have you, and I think once you start watching his videos, you'll start going back through his catalogue, and if you really do want to learn something, go over there, because I think it's a dying skill is the scratch building thing, with how easy everything's being made for us nowadays. That you will learn a lot. So and also Pete, he'd sent me this I've mentioned it in another video quite recently, and Pete said he had one which he wasn't that fussed about keeping, and did I want it? And I will send you something back, Pete. You know, I have got a little bit of something aside, but it's not going to be like what's in your box fully, like. But I'll show that in a minute. But you know, this is a really great kit. Is this? I've had these before. I've sold them before. Always something which goes to pay a bill. But when I get something given to me, you know, it's these things which stay in the collection. And I think the next time where I just don't fancy doing a restoration, or I've come out of a big project like the USACC, you know, it's nice to sort of look at what you got on the shelves, new in box kind of thing. And I have opened it. Pete did send a sealed kit, but I did want to just have a quick look inside it. You know, and I think the last one I sold was like the original issue with the really, really nice box art. But you know, I think that was another bill payer, and I think what I didn't like about that one was the box was so small. I was frightened to death that the windshield frame was going to get crushed in it, and I think when I had it, I kept the body out of that box just because it was just too small for that box, to be quite honest. I think that might have gone to Gary, I'm not too sure. But yeah, thank you ever so much for that, Pete. You know, that's something I will definitely like to build sometimes. You know, that's going to be in the collection for a long time, is that one. And Pete had also sent me some Ratfink stickers. You know, really nice 6.7 GTO there. You know, MPC's most hated kit for some reason. I really don't know why, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, thanks for those as well, Pete. I mean, Pete does a lot of sort of Ratfink inspired customs. I've gifted him in the past, I think it was a Revel Gnome ad or something, and he built that on the channel. And it's funny, I mean, I didn't know Pete was sending me these, but a couple of weeks ago, one of the things I was looking on eBay, and out of that collection, which I've been buying stuff on, there was just something that caught my eye, made me think of Pete. And I did say to Pete a week ago, or a couple of weeks ago, I did pick up something for you. Please don't laugh, Pete, because there is a good reason why I picked this out for you, especially after I sent you that Gnome ad or whatever it was. Is this little thing, and you are going to all be laughing now, to be quite honest with you, because, you know, never seen these before. But there's been a few coming up on eBay. I think this was about a tenner. It was probably £5 too much or something like that. So, but you know, I think at the moment there's like an old late 70s C10 or something, or early 80s Chevy C10 pickup. But I mean, I could see what was in the box. You don't really get a good look at what's in there, but I saw you could see the top of it, and I was thinking that's a quirky looking thing. The reason why I thought of Pete when I saw this one is that would make a really nice sort of Ratfink body. You know, it's under scale, but you know, it has the look of a Corvette, and it's very, very similar size to like the Gnome ads and all the Revel Ratfink kind of crazy cartoon cars, and I thought that would be something really different. Yeah, maybe cut out this silly moulded in trunk piece here and put some Ratfink style big wheels on the back and ladder bars and what have you, and a Ratfink sticking out of there. But I thought I'd just show you that, Pete. I did say, you know, that will be. I know it's a daft little gift, is that? But I saw potential in it, as stupid as it is. And like I say, it was funny that you sent me those, because you know that was the whole reason I bought you that one in the first place, mate. So whether you like it or not, that silly little thing's coming over to you. Which leads us now on to our other really good friend of the channel. Shawn, we all know Shawn, and a lot of you guys have been sent over by Shawn lately. And again, I appreciate all you guys, and I'd certainly appreciate Shawn. He's been a massive supporter of the channel since the very first video. I think he was one of my first few commenters on the, I think it was the 64 Ford Fairlane I did, which I was really surprised with, because, you know, it was literally my first video on YouTube, and we've all been watching Shawn for a long time before that. So, but if you're watching Shawn's videos, you'll know I've sent him a few bits and pieces over from a month ago, a couple of months ago, so maybe a month ago. I can't even remember, to be quite honest. I think there's so much gone on for both of us in the meantime, you kind of forget these things. But yeah, I sent Shawn a few things. He'd seen a few things in collection, and as soon as he mentioned them, I stuck them aside to him. So he got some nice tasty little pieces. And I never asked for anything in return, but I know Shawn's going to always send me something no matter what. So first thing he sent, I think I did a video in maybe February time or somewhere like that, where I did like a history on the 57 Fords, Revel 57 Fords, and I'd shown a couple of these. These are the two builders I'd kept aside for myself, and I did have a box one. Well, I think I had three all at the same time, three minting box ones. They all just somehow, it's just like you look for years for something, and then they're like buses, they all turn up at once, and I needed to pay bills. I knew I had a couple of builders, and you know, I kept these two ones, but I sold all the other box ones. And Shawn's kindly sent me an old box, so when I eventually do get to restoring one of them, I have something really nice to display next to it. And always trying to figure out what colour. I mean, it is brownish, but it does have a blue tint, and it sort of makes your mind wander a little bit on that, with what colour to actually do one. But inside, you know, another thing Shawn had sent was a load of spares for an old SMP AMT 59 Impala, which was missing a load of bits. And I think I've pretty much got everything in there to complete that kit. So thanks ever so much for that, Shawn. Also in here was a couple of the original figures. You know, so whether they're for this kit or not, probably not, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think that's one of the original figures, and that's a little boy like. So, and that's what I didn't have for any of the two builds as I've got. So they'll come in handy, like, because it would be nice to recreate that box out, wouldn't it? Like, so, sort of add a few little details in that and what have you. So thank you ever so much for that. And other little bag, I think there's a old 58 Chevy Promo front bumper. And fully enough, in here what I did notice was some louvers. Now these may come in extremely handy for the USACC build, because I know I've got a louver that hood. I've just got to look at the patterns. I do have some other louvers, but those look really quite nice, to be quite honest with you. So they may just help us with that project. So what else did you send me, Shawn? So let's have a next one up is generic box 1960, but this is the Continental. Now we do get for old kits, the one kit you will see more regular than not as either for certainly late 50s. It'll be the 59 Continental and the 59 Invicta, just because they were issued in like a under Playcraft for the UK markets, and there was only them two kits. Not saying they come to market a lot, but if they are going to come to market, you can guarantee it'll be a 59 Lincoln. Now this is a 60, and I think the 60 has a... And I haven't unpacked any of these, Shawn. You know, I'm literally doing this between jobs at the moment. I thought I'd just take an hour out and get a video done, then I can crack on after. But yeah, this is a mint in box 1960 in that marble effect sort of yellow they came in. But I always thought, I mean, yeah, you don't get... I mean, I don't think I've actually had a 60, to be quite honest. The rear bumper's different, and there's a few changes in the front bumper, but, you know, the sides are... There's trim changes and what have you, but, you know, they're very similar to the 69, the 59 and 60. The 58 was, you know, probably the best looking out of this sort of shape of Lincoln, but I always think this is the hardest car to customise. Just, I don't know what it is about this, but this body style, but they're so hard to sort of figure out what you can do to it to make it look better. I'm not saying that, I mean, I don't think they're the best looking car in the world. I really do like them, but they're certainly not like right up there for customising. I think they look great stock, but yeah, it's really difficult to know what to do with them. I mean, I've thought of many things, like completely recessing this whole panel right down and tucking the wheel arches in, and canting the whole front end around the lights rather than having the big bumper sticking out. But taking a slice out maybe would shorten that body, because I mean it'd probably take you 20 minutes to walk from here to here. But you know, this is a great addition, is this one. Like I said, never had a 60 Lincoln. They just don't come up enough over here, and you know, that'd be a really nice one to build, will that one. And it's all mint in boxes, this one as well. Like everything's on the trees, and everything's better looking grille than the 59. I thought the 59 was probably the worst looking one out of all three of them. But yeah, thank you ever so much for that, Shawn. Really do appreciate it, mate. Lovely box as well. With everything you sent, you know, they're all really nice boxes, these. We've got a 59 box, but what's inside it, I believe it's 59 Oldsmobile. Now these are pretty rare kits as well. I think I do have one somewhere, but it's got a massive cracked down middle roof and has many issues as that one, I think. But yeah, this is a lovely builder. I mean, all the chrome, I think the chrome looks pretty much like new as well. I mean, it's a really nice looking car, is the 59 Oldsmobile. And I've, like I say, everything's in there to complete it, all the wheels and what have you. So yeah, I mean, that'll be a really nice one as well. And you know, you don't need to re-chrome any of that stuff. You know, that's all 100% good enough to use for a restoration, is that one. And there's also sent me a couple of spares as well, Shawn. So they may come in handy for the other one I've got. I can't remember condition at chrome on that other one I've got, but certainly wouldn't say no to a second one. So yeah, I mean that is really nice, is that. You know, you'd really be tempted to take that roof off for an Invicta or something like that, wouldn't you? But maybe I can do that with the other one. I'm not too sure, but I've always been tempted with doing like a 59 Chevy with that style roof, or something else, maybe a Cadillac or something like that, you know. just something to make something a little bit different. But to make something a little bit different, you're probably going to be ruining a very, very sought after kit, so that's always put me off chopping into that other one likes there. What else we got? Another 60 box. Probably one of my you know, out of 60, the darker hardtop box always looks nicer to me for some reason. I think the cars just stand out a little bit more on the box art on these ones. But yeah, what we got inside here, and I'd had a video where I think I'd won one of these on auction, but it was in can't remember what it was called now. It was like the cartoony box, and I'd waited years to find one. Shawn said he'd had one in collection, so he'd sent me this one. Another great builder. In fact, I think the body is probably a bit better than the one I got. It's got, you know, a bit of, I think it's been stripped and what have you. There's a bit of glue paint residue here and there, but you know, super clean is that. Really, really clean. And you've got to love this roof style here. You know, it's I always love these kickback roof styles, and you know, lovely rear bumper on it. I don't think these have the tail lights, but I've got the other one with tail lights in it, so I can make templates from them. I'll probably do that before I box these, and at least make some clear lights for them before I bag them all up and what have you. And he sent me this convertible as well. It has got a broken windshield frame, but it's also sent me a repair panel for one, so that's going to work really nicely on that. And I must admit, I'm not a massive fan of convertibles on some cars, and when they get big like this, it's really, there's a lot of interior work you'll have to do with something like that when you got that much open real estate on there. But what I was thinking with this one, as soon as I saw it, I was thinking that would make a great station wagon, would that? Really would. I'd have to look how difficult doing like a stock station wagon would be. You know, I'll have to have a look at the roof line and what have you. And if it's too difficult for my skill set right now, may just make a custom station wagon, which, you know, I'm not going to have to worry too much about. I'm sorry, I'm losing focus here. I'm kind of looking at the model not through the camera at the minute, but yeah, I think if we went custom, I wouldn't have to worry about everything being 100% accurate, and it'd be more of a fun build that way. But I will have a look at some pictures of Mercury wagons of this year, and if it's easy to do a factory stock, then I'll do that. But you know, that's another couple of really great kits there, Shawn. Thank you. Just pop them to one side. We're not done yet. Got one more little box from Shawn. I think I've got one more little box. Yeah. So first of all, love the 61 box. You know, I know somebody recreated that in one of the Scale Auto magazines years ago. I think it was the 80s and 90s when somebody did that, and chopped up a lot of rare kits. I remember, like, for us in the UK, you know, we never even saw any of the kit. I think there was he'd used the 61 Buick, 61 Pontiac, and other bits and pieces to make that box art car. And I think it still gets showed today. I think you know, when you see all the guys like, you know, Tim at Throttle Power, you know, all you guys who bring us show coverage, you know, you're very much appreciated over in the UK, because, you know, we don't get stuff to that extent over here, and it's just nice for other people to show us. But I think this is a 61 Thunderbird box. It's not what's inside. It's a really nice box, and I do have a 61 Thunderbird builder, so once I take out what's in here, then, you know, I'll see what parts and bits and pieces I've got for a Thunderbird, because we will be using that box. But first of all, Shawn had sent me I mean, this is an original issue 66 Mercury. It obviously got changed from the 65. Been looking for a 65, but, you know, they're really hard to come by, to be quite honest with you. Again, I've had them before, sold them. One at ones I regret selling, but I did ask Shawn, you know, if you got like 65 or 66, you know, I'd definitely have it off you. And the reason being is that obviously round 2, yeah, this has been reissued a few times over the years, and I think this is the latest issue from round 2. I think this is a good few years old now, but, you know, I've kept a couple of these aside, and I've only really wanted to build one stock, and I've wanted to build one custom. I always find the problem with these new lovely kits and is that, you know, you look at the chrome, and especially on a car like that, and, you know, you got a lovely chrome bumper there, and I'd be really hard pushed not to use such a nicely plated bumper like that. And it's always stopped me building a custom out of one of these, just because I wouldn't want a load of really nice pieces left over. So I've been looking for a 66 especially, so I can use all the parts in that box at once. And I mean, you've got to land it to round 2 for what they're doing and what they've brought to us and what they continue to bring to us. I mean, the quality of the boxes is absolutely probably the best out there. The quality of the tyres are the best out there. You know, they do put a lot into recreating these old kits and what have you, and yeah, probably wanted nicer box arts for this particular kit as well, so a good choice for a reissue. But yeah, so that is going to most likely get put in there once that's done. But that leaves us one left. Obviously Shawn, he knows my love of Imperials, especially mid-60s ones and what have you, and still keep looking for a hood, and I'm still missing a hood. But, you know, Shawn's so kindly sent me this, and this is a 65 hardtop. And I was actually looking at this hood before this video, and it's really not going to be hard to make a hood for that. I mean, a couple of bits of one slab of sheet plastic, channel down the middle so we can get a bit of a bend on it. We'll easily make a hood. So this hood's staying with this one. But this is a really, really rare kit, to be quite honest with you. Even over here we see the 65 and 66 convertibles come up. You know, you probably see one or two a year over here. So not overly regular, but, you know, you will find them over in the UK every once in a while. But the hardtop always seems like it was such a harder kit to get hold of. And I've had a spare box for one of these for a few years now. Yeah, I picked this up, and I think inside it, I think I got another one of these, which is kind of about the same as that, but the roof's being cut, and you'd never be able to restore it as a stock hardtop or anything like that. So I think this one's got pretty much all the custom bits left over, so I think that's going to make a really nice, that's going to partner up with this, and we'll get this box filled like so. And for all these ones, I'm not showing them in great detail because they'll just go on the stack of other stuff. which I need to shoot videos from, and we'll look at them in more detail one at a time rather than go into them too much on here. But you know, thanks ever so much for that, Shawn. Really do appreciate everything you put in that box. Excuse me. I've already got that Rover V8 on the way to me, so I'll get another package out for you before Christmas, no doubt, mate. But yeah, I mean, I think well, we'll close the video off anyway. You know, we're at 30 minutes. Sorry. Did think it'd be a 15-minute video, but that's you're never going to get that from me, I'm afraid. So, but yeah, I mean, thanks to Pete for all you sent. You know, and do go check over Pete's channel. You know, he's such a great guy, and you know, it can be hard work, especially when you got so much else going on in your life, which you don't want to trouble anybody else on here, and yet people like Pete and you know everybody else, you still get back to the channel and you're trying your best to make content for people, and you know Pete certainly does that. So, and as does Shawn. I mean, obviously Shawn, everything we know Shawn's got going on right now, and you know he still makes it back to the bench to say hello to everybody no matter what. Like, and but yeah, I mean, I think with that we'll pop a few of these down here. But again, thanks ever so much for everybody who's watched the channel. I will put a link in the descriptions for both of these guys. I mean, you'll all know Shawn anyway. And most of you will know Pete as well. You know, Pete's been around for a while, but it's similar to me. You know, it's still under the 1,000, and you know, it'd be nice to get him up there as well. Like, you know, so yeah, go and check over both of those channels. We're getting late here. It's Sunday evening here, and I've still got probably another 2-3 hours worth of work ahead of me. So I can tell we're getting dark outside because the camera's getting darker. So yeah, whatever you're doing for the rest of the weekend, we will, you know, we really hope you have a good one. We'll be back midweek. Hopefully we're going to be getting back on the USACC build. Looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into that and tidying that roof chop up and what have you. So yeah, with that, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.